Guys, Killer Dragon is back. Today I will show you 3 horror animated stories. Okay, this is the True Creep Horror Story Animated Horror Shorts Party. Okay, I will do like after that when I show you all of them, but we are not going to waste time now. Okay, let's see this. Okay, The Creep Horror Story.
This is a true story from when I was 18 years old. It still creeps me out just thinking about it. It all started when I was heading home from my friend Jason's house. It was
Jason
about 3
Voorhees?
a.m. in the morning, so it was pretty dark outside. I was walking
What?
towards a bus stop to catch
Jason?
the blue night bus that
Jason
ran during
Voorhees?
after hours. My friend didn't really reside within a suburban area. He was more or less closer to the downtown region. That meant there were a lot of random weirdos strolling around the streets, which definitely made me a little uncomfortable to say the least. You're uncomfortable, I have to sleep out here. I decided to wait inside the glass shelter of a nearby bus stop as I regretted my decision to take the bus this late at night as opposed to just calling an Uber.
It's, I
I
think,
couldn't
a
help but
creep
notice the
clown.
dozens of flyers
What
stuck
did
up
you
on the
say
glass
about
of
the
the
clown?
shelter.
Okay,
They were
let's
scattered
see.
everywhere, all varying from different things like job postings, rooms for rent, that kind of thing. There was this one flyer that really caught my attention.
Okay, what
It was a picture of an older gentleman doing a peace gesture with his left hand.
horror
The title
show?
of the posting was called Easy $300 in 1 Day. Call me.
Wait,
I decided to read further into the flyer.
Which one? I didn't
as
see
the
it.
thought of a day. Call me.
Okay,
I
this
decided
this
to read
one. Wait, this
Easy
one.
$300 in 1
Okay,
day. Call me.
okay.
I decided to read
Wait,
further into
there
the
was a
flyer
missing.
as
I will
the
not
thought
be
of
able to
making
get back.
easy $300 in 1
Oh
day
my.
seemed like a bargain one couldn't refuse. The flyer had
$300.
if you were looking to make a quick
Nice.
$300, then you come to the right place.
Oh.
This job entails the assistance of cleaning/chores for a period of 12 hours. Call my cell phone in the details provided below if you're
Okay.
interested. Regards, Philippe. I was a part-time college student, so any extra money would have definitely been beneficial to me. I decided to take a plunge at the opportunity, so I took a picture of the flyer as I see a night bus arriving towards my stop. As I boarded the bus, I refrained from calling the job posting as I didn't want to wake the employer up, so I ultimately decided to text the number instead. My text read, "Hello, please contact this number as I am interested in the job presented in your flyer." About 10 seconds later after sending the text, I get a call from an unknown number. I assume it was the guy in the job posting, so I answer it. "Hello?" A man answered back, "Hey, you interested in the job? Is this Philippe from the $300 a day posting?" Yes it is. What's your name, kid?" I'm John, sir. How are you?" He completely disregards my question and says, "You mind coming over right now, kid?" Sir, it's kinda late for that. Can we do tomorrow?" "Kid, listen. I know it's very late at night, but both my wife and grandma are sick, so I could use a helping hand as soon as possible." I felt really uncomfortable knowing this guy was trying to guilt trip me into coming over to his house. Mind you, it was approximately 3 a.m. in the morning, which
Guys,
made
today I
the
will
thought of
make a
going
Roblox
that much
video
more
to
absurd.
about
I tell him, "Sir,
Jay.
if we
I
can
will
arrange
not
this for
tell
tomorrow,
you
it would be
right
much
now.
more convenient for me."
But
Kid,
you have to
John,
see this video and guess
come
it.
right now. I will pay you double.
What?
$600. Take it or leave it.
Blackmailing. This is
Whether the
blackmailing.
man was bribing me or not, I unwisely took the bait. I ended up saying, "I'm on my way. I'll be there in about a half an hour."
I'm on
while
my way.
simultaneously getting off the bus to call an Uber. I ended up getting dropped off at the address provided within the flyer and immediately began second-guessing my decision. While standing in front of the house,
Another
I get a
call.
call on my cell phone. It was from an unknown number again. I answer it and say, "Hello? Hey, Johnny, can you see me?" No, sir. Where are you?" "Look at the window." "I'm looking at it, but I don't see you, sir." "Look a bit closer. I'm looking dead at you." Where, sir?" I get startled by a firm grasp on my shoulder. "Oh, I'm sorry, John. I didn't mean to scare
That
you.
voice
I thought you
scared
could see
my
my
heck out
reflection in
of
the
me.
window.
Oh my.
Anyways, please please allow me to show
I'm
you
just scared
inside
of
my
that, but
house.
that
Thank you,
voice
Philippe.
like jump
You
scared
can
me.
call me Creep. Creep? Why would I call you Creep? It's a nickname that my mom gave me as a young boy. All my close friends call me that, so I'd appreciate it if you did the same.
I think he was doing
Okay,
like a
Philippe.
creepy stuff. That's why.
Creep. We are
Wait,
technically friends now, right? Yeah, sure. Very well then. Let me show you inside, John.
and yes,
We
guys,
end up going
please
inside, and I can't help but notice the amount of dolls laying around his
why there's so
house.
much drones.
It honestly looked like he was a hoarder
But
and
guys,
had an obsession
make
over
sure to like and
dolls.
subscribe my
I decided
video.
to ask him,
Today
why
I
do you
will
have so
show
many
you 3.
dolls?
I love
It's
to.
just a collection that I've accumulated from my childhood. Aren't they
Okay.
precious, John? I've built a special bond with these guys. I'll never feel alone again, you know? At this point, I was pretty convinced that the name Creep was actually his biological name due to the creepy vibes he was giving off. I see. Well, what exactly does this job entail? Well, for starters, my grandma and wife are unfortunately ill, so I have to take care of them since they're in bed all the time. If you don't mind me asking, what's wrong with them? Well, my grandma has Parkinson's, so she's unable to function without my assistance. My wife sadly got into a tragic car accident after her dance rehearsal. She's pretty much paralyzed in her legs and can't walk, so I now have to take care of her as well. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah.
She was so beautiful before the accident. I'm unbelievably lucky to be with such a beauty like her. We got married and had about 100 people there. It was the best wedding ever. Sorry if I'm getting carried away. No worries. What would you like me to do for now? You can start by vacuuming the house. Just don't go inside the bedrooms, because that's going to disturb my grandma and wife's sleep. A couple minutes later, I begin vacuuming the hallway upstairs. The bedroom doors were slightly open, so I could vaguely view the inside of it. I remember seeing a glimpse of a woman sleeping on a bed which I assumed to be his wife. It was unfortunate to see her like that, as she was quite beautiful from what I was able to see. I noticed the man was in the other bedroom having a conversation with his grandma, so I continued vacuuming without drawing too much attention towards his direction. Have you been feeling better? Are you okay? The next part of the story is what sends chills down my spine. The man asked me to put the vacuum down and meet his grandma. As I approach the inside of the bedroom, I see a creepy life-size doll
Oh
laying on
my.
the bed. I
What is?
unhesitatingly ask him, where's your grandma? John, don't be rude. This is my grandma. I felt my heart fall to my stomach when he said that. I honestly wanted to get the hell out of there, but I didn't want to potentially put my life in danger, so I just went along with it and said, Nice to meet you. He then said, my grandma thinks you're really handsome and you should come over more often. Sure, I'll definitely come over more often. My grandma wants me to grab her some McDonald's. Why don't you continue vacuuming the place while I do that? Sure, sir. Creep. The man then hands me an envelope and says, Here's your $600. Thanks for being
Wow,
there for us.
$600.
Yeah, no problem. I then continue vacuuming the hallway as the man exits the house. I need to get the hell out of here. This guy is a psycho. As I dropped the vacuum on the floor, I peeked inside the bedroom of where the man's wife was sleeping. To be honest, I felt really skeptical about leaving her there, so I shouted, Ma'am, is everything okay? Can you hear me? Ma'am, are you okay? Can you hear me? She didn't say anything. She honestly looked like she was heavily sedated off the meds I saw on top of the nightstand. I end up leaving the house and catching an Uber. I eventually make it home and remember the man had gave me the $600 in an envelope. Thank God I made it out of there. At least I made an easy $600. I opened the envelope only to see 6 pieces of paper.
What?
Each piece had a poorly drawn face with $100 written on it.
What?
I shouted in anger, What the hell is this? I contemplated on giving the man a piece of my mind, but I honestly didn't want any further conflict with this psycho. Just before heading to bed that night, I got a call from an unknown number. It was quite obvious that it was the creep, so I ignored it and never looked back. It's been a couple months since that creepy experience. I haven't gotten any more calls from that unknown number since. I was strolling around with my phone one day when I got a notification that someone followed me on Instagram. I noticed it was the creep from the avatar picture on his profile. I was pretty freaked out that he was able to track me down since he only knew my first name and we haven't contacted each other since. I noticed he had only one post, so I clicked it. It was a picture of the woman and the creep on the same bed. She
What?
looked sedated while wearing a wedding veil. The creep had his arm around her while there were hundreds of dolls surrounding the two.
Hundreds of
The
dollars.
caption read, "The best wedding in audience ever."
What? Wedding? He made the cartridge!
She was so beautiful before the accident. I'm unbelievably lucky to be with such a beauty like her. We got married and had about 100 people there.
My god.
It was the best wedding ever.
He crashed him. Oh my god, I can't believe it. Okay guys, moving on to next one. I have to pause it from here. Guys, we are back. Now this one is True Train Horror Story animated by Horror Short Party. Okay, let's go into it and see it. Okay, here we go. Where is pause? Here we go now. Sorry for the pause, guys.
This story happened to me on a Saturday night. It happened when I was with my girlfriend, who we'll call Lisa for the sake of the story. I was sitting on my bed watching TV while Lisa was on her laptop working on a school report for her English class. It was due the following Monday,
Wait, guys, wait. Guys, we are back. Sorry for the pause.
which kept her busy on the laptop for the majority of the weekend. My parents were out of town, so we had the house to ourselves. I'd just like to point out that Lisa and I were polar opposites from each other. I say this because she was a goth who fantasized over dark and morbid kind of things. I was the complete opposite from that. However, our different personalities didn't stop us from pursuing a relationship with one another, as we'd been together for about 4 months now. I'd also like to point out that Lisa was extremely socially awkward if she was talking to anyone other than myself. There was a time where I invited her over to a family dinner with my parents. Lisa was understandably a bit shy at first, but as the night progressed, it turned out to be less awkward than I anticipated. Near the end of dinner, my dad asked Lisa, "So Lisa, if you could have anything in the world other than Jack, what would it be?"
I don't know if I feel comfortable answering that.
"What do you mean? What else would you want other than my son?"
Harold, stop it! Sweetie, you can tell us only if you want.
I could tell Lisa was getting uncomfortable about the impromptu interrogation by the look on her face.
Well, it's complicated.
To be honest, I was a little taken back by that statement, as I thought I knew everything about her. I decided to chime in saying, "What do you mean, Lisa?" Things took a total 180 when Lisa says,
Don't you guys wish you could resurrect your dead loved ones?
Sure, I guess I would. My family found Lisa quite bizarre since that day, but oddly enough, accepted her for who she was. Fast forward to now, and that statement that Lisa made would all make sense to me. Lisa was tired of the monotony of her report, so we decided to head to the balcony. I
Boy.
remember both of us being of our minds while gazing out into the horizon. Midway through, Lisa offhandedly makes an odd remark saying,
It would be pretty cool if I could see Todd again.
Todd was Lisa's ex. I found this quite strange that she would say such a thing, considering the fact that we were both dating each other. I assumed she was out of her mind, but sadly, that didn't stop me from giving her a piece of my mind. I agitatedly said, "Fine, go see him then. It's not like I ever liked you." Lisa then gives me a death stare like she wanted to throw me off the balcony. I stare back at her while I casually take another.
What?
A long pause of awkward silence occurred, but then I had a nostalgic moment. I remembered Lisa mentioning something about Todd passing away just before we dated. His cause of death was due to undisclosed reasons I won't get into.
Wait, the train.
Everything Lisa was saying all made sense now. She was just expressing that she wanted to see Todd again since he was no longer here with us. I attributed my lack of memory to being out of my mind, which helped make the mishap more plausible, so I extend my arm to pass it to Lisa. She then slaps the out of my hand and aggressively says,
He was better than you anyway.
I had gotten into arguments with Lisa in the past, but I could tell she was at her boiling point this time. She then storms out of my place and immediately gets into her car. Despite being wrong in the situation, I stupidly
Why?
shouted from the balcony saying, "Fine, have fun fishing on Tinder, loser!"
What?
She then flips me the bird and begins driving off into the distance. I eventually
Oh my
head
God,
back
that
to my
was
bedroom and
harsh.
continue to watch TV. About 5 minutes later, I couldn't help but feel guilty about what I did. I then decide to text Lisa saying, "Please come back to my house. I'm not trying to fight. I also have a free place in more in case you forgot." A couple minutes go by and I get no reply. That's when I start becoming more anxious. I kept contemplating whether I should call Lisa, but I didn't want to submit to the fact that I was begging for her forgiveness. I continued watching television. That's when I noticed Lisa's laptop sitting on my computer desk. She had stormed off and obviously forgot to take it with her. I noticed that Lisa had left her school report still open on a Word document, so I decided to proofread it, thinking it would be my silly way of apologizing to her. The report was titled, "Be with your loved ones, even when they're dead." This wasn't that surprising, as I knew the kind of person Lisa was, but it was also disturbing due to the circumstances that had just occurred on the balcony. I skimmed through the report and find Lisa talking about our relationship and how she wasn't internally happy and needed some sort of closure. I became more and more anxious the further I read into the report. She goes into detail about her past relationship with Todd and how she misses him tremendously. As I skim through more of the report, I come across a part where Lisa talks about being able to reconnect with Todd through a satanic blog she found online. To
What?
summarize what she said, it basically insinuated that you would have to go to the last spot where the person died and die the same way. That way you'll be able to reconnect with them in the afterlife. I
No.
begin panicking and call Lisa's cell phone. She then picks up the phone and says,
What do you want?
in a voice full of disdain and hatred. I try to pretend like I knew nothing about the report and say, "Please come back. I'm sorry about everything that happened. I'm sorry about what I said."
There's no coming back from this, Jack.
That's when I hear the sound of a train honking from a distance. My heart dropped and I yelled, "Lisa, where the hell are you?"
Where I should have been all along.
Oh no. The train.
I could hear the train getting louder and louder, like it was coming with a full head of steam towards her direction. I began shouting, "Lisa, get the hell out of there! Lisa, please, I'm sorry!" Desperately trying to stop her from what I knew she was about to do. "Lisa, I'm sorry, okay? Get the hell out of there, please!" "Oh, Lisa, please, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry." "Lisa, please, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. Please come back. I'm sorry. I'm sorry I was such an awful boyfriend. I'm sorry, Lisa." She then said,
See you again, Todd.
"No! No, Lisa! Oh, Lisa, please, I'm sorry."
My God. My, oh my, oh my, oh my. I think guys this was animated part 4. Now we are True Pineapple Horror Story. We are now going in that one. I think it's the third one. I forgot. Sorry, I was just doing. Now this is the last one. Okay, let's do it. That was very exhausted scare.
I remember waking up in a steel cage, locked inside a limitless white room.
What? How this is
The room
from?
looked like it had no end. Just my bed, the cage, and a swarm of distorted figures surrounding me.
What is that?
There were hundreds of them, and they all looked like they were possessed. Like something out of the movie The Exorcist.
What?
Where the hell am I? This can't be
If this
real.
happened to me, I would be scared.
I must be dreaming. I couldn't distinguish whether these people were human or not. But all I can say is that I was overwhelmingly frightened by the over-exaggerated mouths of these creatures.
Oh my.
They just kept tormenting me like I was a test subject in a lab experiment gone wrong. Please, stop it. Stop it. What the hell do you want from me? Leave me alone. That's when I closed my eyes and had a nostalgic moment. Almost like I went back in time.
Hey, what is that? What is that? Ew.
I remember opening my eyes and waking up to my bedroom.
Ew. Oh my. Why?
I can't live
That's-
like this anymore. My body was dripping with sweat, and my bed sheets were completely drenched. I was honestly convinced that I was living in an alternate reality,
Oh my.
trapped in a never-ending nightmare. Taking my prescribed meds really helped with my schizophrenic tendencies, as it would numb down the hallucinations that I experienced on occasion. My parents understood my condition, but my sister Jenny didn't. Me and her never got along growing up, as she would always tease me about my condition. Well, tease me about my other condition.
Yeah, guys, you
I
should
also have
not see that.
obsessive compulsive disorder, otherwise known as OCD. I had a disorder where I couldn't touch, taste, nor bear the sight of pineapples. I know this sounds quite bizarre, but
Sorry, guys.
it's haunted me throughout my existence. It was a compulsion that I had developed at an early age, and have grown a great deal of disdain for. The tough segmented skin and the pointy leaves was always something I fathomed as to why one could think such a thing was edible. I always thought a pineapple was equivalent to eating a porcupine. Just a pointy object that humans have to butcher down to consume. As understanding as my
He
parents
got
were about my condition,
washed.
I still feel like there was an underlying favoritism towards my sister Jenny. I can tell they enjoyed Jenny's company more, as she was less high maintenance than myself, to say the least. Growing up in the same household as her really made me more uncomfortable than I already was. She would use my condition as fuel for her bullying antics. I remember when I was in school, Jenny would always text me when she arrived to pick me up. The annoying thing was that she intentionally texted the pineapple emoji as opposed to just texting "I'm here," just to get under my skin. I
What
remember another
point?
time where I invited my friend Steven to come over to my place. Hey Jenny, can you order some food for me and Steven?
What do you want?
Anything but the thing you know I don't like. Please?
How about I get you guys a pizza and 2 drinks? Sound good?
Yeah, thanks sis.
It will be a pineapple. It will be.
Is that your sister? Yeah, why? Oh, she's hot. I mean, she's got a lot of tattoos. Shut up, dude. Stop checking out my sister. Hey, dude, I was just looking at her tattoos. She seems like a pretty cool person. You wouldn't be saying that if you lived with her. Well, I only need to live with her for one night. Ow! I was just joking, sheesh. About 30 minutes later,
I think
the pizza guy arrives and delivers the pizza.
Here you go, boys. Eat up.
pineapple
I
pizza.
open the box, only to discover a pepperoni pizza, topped with pineapples.
Oh, I knew
What the
it.
hell is this? Why did you put pineapples on the pizza?
Just tell your friend to eat the pineapples. Duh. All the other toppings sucked.
You suck. I wish you never lived. It's been a couple months since
Oh
that
my
incident.
god, stop it with this.
My hatred for Jenny has unfortunately become far greater as time went on. I was honestly convinced she had a compulsion herself for making my life a living hell. There was this one occasion where the final straw was drawn. I remember watching TV in my bedroom when I see Jenny lurking behind the doorway,
Oh
holding a
my.
sheet of paper. She began waving the paper at me while saying,
Hey, Jake. I have 2 surprises I want to show you.
"It'd be a surprise if you moved out, 'cause I'd love that."
Don't be rude. I have a drawing I made for you.
"What is it?" Jenny then reveals a hand-drawn picture of a pineapple with SpongeBob on it.
Oh,
What the hell is wrong with you?
she's.
Why can't you stop tormenting me?
I have one more surprise for you. I got another tattoo.
Jenny then lowers the sheet of paper,
Oh my.
revealing a tattoo of a pineapple on her chest.
Surprise!
Get the hell out of my room, you freak.
Why she. Hit her. Hit her.
I hate her. I hate her so much. I hate her so much. I hate her so much. A couple hours passed by, and it was time to go to bed. I couldn't sleep that night, as my blood pressure felt like it was at an all-time high. I could feel my head throb in pain as I became more irritated with the thought of my sister's existence. Why the hell would she get a tattoo of a pineapple? What kind of sister does that to her brother? It was about 1 a.m. in the morning
1
when I
a.m.
ultimately decided to go to Jenny's room and confront her about her derogatory behavior towards me. While
If you
approaching her
think
room,
her room is full of
Jenny's voice
pineapples,
suddenly
pineapples,
echoed
and
in my head,
pineapples, posters everywhere.
Surprise!
over and over again.
Surprise! Surprise! Surprise!
Oh my.
I then opened her bedroom door, only to see a pineapple sitting on top of her bed. Is this supposed to be another stupid orchestrated prank? That's when I grabbed a pair of scissors from the top of the nightstand and began piercing the pineapple over and over again, stabbing and stabbing and
Oh
stabbing.
my.
Good luck sleeping on top of this mess, loser.
Oh my. He didn't select. What he's looking at.
Morning, it's time for school. Jenny, wake up. Jenny!
What? No.
What? sworn it was a pineapple. No. No. No, no, no. I didn't do anything. It wasn't me. I
What?
decided to close my eyes and recite over and over again in my head, please be a dream. Please be a dream. Please be a dream. That's when I opened my eyes again, only to see myself back inside a steel cage. I was still in a white room, surrounded by hundreds of distorted creatures. But then my vision started becoming clearer. I realized that I wasn't in a cage.
He was in jail.
I was in a jail cell. Those distorted figures weren't creatures. They were men in orange jumpsuits. I now remember. I am in jail for the murder of my sister Jenny.
Oh my god, what was that? Okay, guys, you have to decide which was the horror video. That's why this is the end of my video now. Okay, I will do a Roblox video, not just animated stories. But thank you for watching this. That's why today I will show you some Roblox of secret badges, or I don't know. I will show you some new games. That's why. Okay, now please make sure to like and subscribe for upcoming next videos. Wasif, peace out. Taylor Dragon, peace out.